Hi, welcome to the S.M.A.R.T podcast, where I talk about business, life, personal development, and other ideas that matter. I am your host, S.M.A.R.T, and I am many things: a chartered global management accountant, CFO, author, voiceover artist, and so much more. But I really am just one thing, and that is a creator. I create content and solutions to problems and challenges. I hope this podcast will help you on your own journey to greatness. I want to thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. I came across a quote this past week that resonated deep within me. The quote was, "Be crazy enough to believe that you can do anything in life." I'll say it again. Be crazy enough to believe that you can do anything in life. It reminded me that there is nothing impossible in life. If something seems like it cannot be done, more likely you just haven't found the way to do it. And whatever goal it is, you have to continue the pursuit of that goal you've set. If a mountain seems impossible to move, blow it up in pieces and move those pieces. Once again, be crazy enough to believe you can do anything in life. Let's talk about your goals this week and being smart about them. SMART being S.M.A.R.T, especially with the year coming to end and another one beginning in a few days. We'll use goals, objectives, targets, and resolutions interchangeably. What is being smart? It's a framework that you can use to set your goals that will help you gauge your progress and keep you focused. SMART is an acronym, and when you set your goals, they should be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timed. Have you achieved the goals or resolutions you set for this year? If so, great and congratulations. What did you get right so you can replicate that success next year? If not, what are the reasons? You need to diagnose these reasons and get to the bottom of them. Once you undertake this honest analysis of yourself and you understand the reasons thereof, can you know where to make a change in the new year? And to do this, the SMART framework helps you to focus on the relevant issues, with those goals specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timed. You could have said, I want to save more money. The goal is specific, but it's not measurable, and it's not timed also. Achievable and realistic really depends on your own circumstances. Another goal could have been, I want to lose weight, or I want to better my skills, or I want to start a business, or I want to date a good person, or any other goal that you may have set. These are all commendable and good goals, but how do you know if you're achieving them and where to make changes on your progress where you're falling short? In goal setting, your goals have to at least follow the SMART criteria. Specific. Set the goal in a clear statement that is easy to understand. Measurable. How are you measuring attainment of the goal? A goal such as I want to save money is not measurable because you have not defined a unit of measurement of that goal. How do you know when you are successful? Any number is effectively success. And because there's no criteria, there's no number that you've set, the goal is not measurable. I want to save 10,000 is measurable because 10,000 is the figure you use to measure achievement of the goal. Achievable. Is your goal achievable? Set achievable goals. The goal, though, has to be challenging. Achievable doesn't mean that the goal should be easy. No, challenge yourself to achieve bigger goals. Realistic. Achievable and realistic, admittedly, are very similar. However, under realistic, the question is it true to your situation? Remember, there are many ways to achieve goals. They just have to be real. Me blowing up a mountain is very achievable, with the right bombs, dynamites, and so on, of course. However, Where am I going to get these bombs, these dynamites, these items? And how much of them would I need? It's just not realistic. I'm nowhere close to bomb making or even having access to such things. Gaining knowledge doesn't necessarily mean you only have to go to a formal school to gain it. You can take shorter courses on platforms like Udemy or LinkedIn Learning. You can buy books, spend more time reading, and so on. It's a matter of what's true and is a means that is possible for you. To buy a car, you don't have to save for it. You can also get financing for it. It's a question of which option is real and possible for you, which one is more suited to you, your needs, your position in life, and where you are. Then timed. Put a timeline to that goal. An open-ended goal cannot be achieved because what's going to happen is you continuously put it off to focus on other things. There will always, and I can assure you, there will always be something that happens, that comes up, an unforeseen circumstance somewhere. But you need to learn to say no to the things that put you off your goal, and you need to develop clear focus on achieving it. Also, the beauty of putting a timeline to your goal is it creates a sense of urgency that allows you to focus on the path that will get you to the goal without wasting time on other inconsequential things. Here's a thought. A lot of times, and I'm also guilty of this myself, we fear putting in place measures of success for our goals because we do not want to commit for the fear of not achieving the goal that you have set. However, embrace that fear, challenge yourself, and focus on attainment of the goal. So here are some examples of SMART goals. I want to lose 10 kg by July 2022 is specific because it's a clear statement. It's measurable. 10 kilos is the measure. Achievable, realistic, and is also timed by July 2022. Another example, I want to save 20,000 by the end of the year. It's a SMART goal too. It's a SMART goal as well. You just have to figure out your method and process of achieving it. There could also be other goals. 20,000 doesn't have to be the only goal. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever gone to a store with a goal to buy things you've written a list for, but somehow when you exit you have spent more and have more things than what you intended? And the things most times are goodies, sweets, candy, chocolates, Snickers, Kit Kats, cake, or whatever your poison. Now here's the thing. The store is designed specifically with you in mind. Executives actually sit back and ask the question, how do we design the store with you, the customer, in mind, so we make it easier for you to find the things that you need, as well as convince you to spend? You would never walk to the end of the store, as an example, just to find a Kit Kat bar. Never. Those are the little guilty pleasures that we don't even think twice before we buy. And most times they are placed right at the till, right next to the till. But the point is this. You spent money on something you didn't intend on spending on. You set a goal that was indeed smart, but you overspent, meaning you went over the unit of measurement, which was to only spend 500 at the store and instead spent 1,000. These are the little habits that you need to cut out. And using the SMART framework will help you. Spending money on things that are not in your plan can be measured. In your list, in your budget. Those things can be measured. And with the year coming to a close and another one beginning, this is the time you need to be sitting down and looking at the goals you set for the year. Although, quite frankly, this should be a continuous process throughout your journey, throughout the year. Tell me, of the goals you set, which ones did you achieve and which ones did you not achieve? The ones you achieved, what were the reasons behind that success? And the ones you didn't, what are the reasons that you were not so successful? As you undertake this review, once again, Figure out the underlying reasons and issues and use these to build into your plan for the new year and the goals that you set. I wish you the very best, and thanks so much for tuning into this week's episode. I look forward to speaking to you again next week. Send me an email on mangaliso.meaty@gmail.com and let me know how this process goes for you, as well as any feedback on the podcast. I will greatly appreciate the feedback. Be crazy enough to believe that you can do anything in life. Until next time, have a great week.